Hey, hello, and welcome to Punchlines. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and we are live right here in the studio located inside the sports book at the lovely South Point Casino. Have you been here yet? If you haven't, get your butt down here. There's so much to do, 11 restaurants. We have a bunch of horses in town. There's horses in the arena this week. There's Jay and the Americans are playing here. There's always something going on here. Movie theater, bowling alley, get down here. Today's show is going to be awesome. Like a kid getting Bryce Harper involved in his promposal awesome. Watch this.
Oh my God.
What? All right, so obviously it's a rich neighborhood. Obviously it's like the GM's kid.
So you going to prom with him?
Yes!
Awesome.
All right, so he says yes, she says yes, and then she hugs Bryce Harper first. The kid's like, you realize you're going with me, not Bryce Harper. And then the dad comes out, hey, Bryce, what's that? Doesn't even go to the kid. That's pretty cool, Bryce Harper, though. Yeah. Always continuing to improve his image. You know, he had a really bad image. He came up. There was a lot of pressure on him. He was a superstar right away. He's a Vegas kid, though, right?
Yeah.
Where'd he go to school?
He went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in high school.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. And of course, my ever favorite, well, first of all, that's a rich neighborhood. You know, that's like the GM's kids. I mean, that's, you know.
Yeah.
How do you get Bryce Harper to do that? Pretty cool.
How else?
The comments were very funny on that video, by the way. Also, but yeah, he asked her to the prom. She said, yes, that is not a clown question, bro, which Bryce is famous for saying. When they asked him if he was going to celebrate with a beer because he was legal enough to drink in Canada at the time, didn't realize he was a Mormon and he doesn't drink. I didn't know that. I didn't know Bryce.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
That's what it said last night. I did a little research on it. Very nice. Who am I talking to? That man behind the glass, ladies and gentlemen. And please, kids, don't tap on the glass as it upsets him. Our producer, Ryan B. McCormick. The B stands for base, as in two first bases? Wait, what? What is going on in the SEC? We have titled this a SEC second base. So a second base? Ryan, what is going on in this image and why is this happening?
Yeah, so the 2024 SEC baseball tournament, so later this, in a month and a half or so, they're going to be using two first bases.
Took me a while to understand what was going on here.
Experimental basis. It's similar to the softball rule of the runner. If you're making a play just for first base, you go to that outside, that green bag to be safe at first.
Yeah, if you're not taking a turn to second,
correct,
you run straight down the line.
Correct.
I didn't understand it. I looked at the image and I was like, I don't get it. And then I went, oh, it's a runner's lane. I mean, you know what? I don't hate that.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely removes the risk of injury.
Absolutely.
Somewhat. So
yeah, I mean, and they're both competing for the space on the bag sometimes.
Yep.
Legs get tangled all the time. Jason Kendall, who played for the Pirates, had a horrific compound fracture. I think that means where the bone comes out, running out a bunt. I'm kind of for it. Punchies, the question is to you. What do you think of an extra base for runners? I think that, and I watched, I was taking my dog to a dog park at a place where they were playing like senior league softball, and every base, this was in LA, and every base is a run through base. When they,
what?
Second base. So every base.
Because they can't stop.
Yeah, because you don't have to slide or stop. Think about it. I was like, so I'm walking the dog and I went, literally out loud, I went, oh, like because they run through second, right. And that way they're not, because you can't have them slide.
Yeah, trying to slide.
You can't have them putting on the brakes. That'll also pull up a Hemi. So even at third base, they'd ran through, and then they'd run into the fence all dramatic, But I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. So what do you think about I don't know if that'll ever make the majors.
I doubt it.
But as I was saying to you, why is there not some sort of device?
That would be cool.
In first base that lights up as soon as the foot hits, or, sound. And then the first baseman's glove has some sort of sensor in there.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to make plays at first. Or, I mean, we're going to have to review everything. But anyway, SEC.
The cost of the technology would be a lot too. So,
SEC, good for you. I think the tournament begins with 4 games on Tuesday.
Is it next week?
I think the championship game is slated for Sunday. I think it's this week, actually. That's what I have in my notes, but I'm not sure. Is it this week? So, you know what? We're going to get some footage. We'll get some footage this week of it, and we'll see what we think of it.
Yeah, I don't know why I said in a month.
You said like in a month?
It starts today.
It starts today.
It starts today.
Or a month from now. Yeah, but anyway, SEC tournament. Is LSU going to win that? It seems like LSU wins every tournament. They won last year, national champs. Paul Skeens, of course, and Livy Dunn. I don't know if you're familiar with her. We have guests in the studio. Make some noise for the guest. Yeah, we have guests. Look at this. This might be our biggest studio audience ever.
It will definitely not be LSU.
It will not be LSU. They're out.
They are the 11 seed.
Oh, they lost Dylan Cruz. They lost Skeens. They lost everybody. Okay.
Tennessee's the 1 seed. The top 4 seeds are Tennessee, Alabama. No, what is that A? It's not Alabama because Alabama's the 7 seed.
Auburn?
No, it's like a red A.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But it didn't look like a normal Arkansas logo. That threw me off. Okay, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Texas A&M.
All right. Anyway, so we'll have some footage because we want to see that. So maybe tomorrow when Alex is here tomorrow and Thursday. I want to announce Chris Harrison, former host of The Bachelor and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He's got a new show coming out this fall. Old buddy of mine. So Chris Harrison will be on the show Thursday. The reason being, I hit him up. I was like, hey, Dallas sports is on fire right now.
Yep.
You got the Rangers already won the World Series, playing well. And, of course, the Dallas Stars and the Dallas Mavs are in the conference finals. So Chris Harrison Thursday. Next week, we hope Rick Mahorn to talk basketball. And he's, a bad boy from the Pistons. Hey, today on the show, it's been a while since we had Kevin Belenkoff on the show. So we're excited to talk some hardball with KB. Ryan and I will have picks at 12:36. And let's talk about yesterday. Frankie Fungo here, Kids on Fire. I gave another winner out. Gave Detroit on Friday. Yeah. I think one before that. Yesterday, I gave out Cleveland Guardians.
There you go.
I didn't say their old name. It's the first time I've gotten it right. I almost said LA Chargers, Cleveland Guardians, Washington Commanders. It's the 3 ones I never get right. Thank you. So I had the Guardians yesterday. They won 3-1. Line looked weird, so we'll have another pick for you guys at 12:36. So there you go. We're doing well. What else is going on with you, Ryan? Yesterday, hockey was big last night. I watched the third period. Vancouver was the better team in the third period. Yeah. They just couldn't get that last goal to tie it up.
Started the third period down 3-0. Didn't score their first goal until about 8.5 minutes left in the game, and then kind of ramped it up there. Couldn't get the extra skater to put one in the net to tie it up then send it in overtime. So Oilers advanced to the Western Conference Finals, winning Game 7 3-2.
Yeah, and that series starts Thursday, and Dallas is -130. First game in Dallas. And then tomorrow, Rangers and Panthers. That's like even money in New York.
Yeah, the Rangers are underdogs in the series. The Panthers, I think, are a -150 on the series price.
And talking tonight here at the South Point, I'm looking at the sheets. Come down to the South Point, get your sheets, check it out. We have the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals, Pacers-Celtics. I was a little surprised at the size of the line.
Looking at the props?
Yeah, I was looking at the props, but also just the line in general, I think is it 10.5?
Yeah, the Celtics... this will be their 11th game of the postseason. Right. They have been a double-digit favorite in 9 of the 11.
And how many have they covered?
I haven't looked at that.
I know, right? But they've been double.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's the thing. This is kind of like
8-2.
Is this not this is the conversation to have? The long layoff for the Celts.
Yeah.
Pacers battling Game 7. They're going to be a little sharper, possibly.
Right.
10.5 points seems like a lot, but again, also pointed out that Indiana beat a Knicks team without most of their starters.
Yeah. Josh Hart was hurt. Jalen Brunson broke his hand in the game.
Broke his hand. Willis Reed was injured. I think.
The thing that surprised me about this Pacers-Celtics game, though, is that the total is 222. I mean, I get that it's playoff basketball, and the scores for the Celtics in the last series had been pretty low. But during the regular season, the Pacers and Celtics matched up 5 times.
Okay.
Every single one of those over-unders were there was one in the 230s, and all the other ones were in the 240s.
Jeez.
It went over 4 out of 5 times.
Wow.
And so for this game to be this low with these offenses that can pretty much score at will and play at whatever pace they want to, and Boston has no problem playing at a high pace. The Pacers have no problem playing at a high pace. I think that's maybe a little too low.
This smells like a pick at 12:36 from Ryan McCormick.
You got to stay and watch.
Sit on that. You have to stay tuned.
What is Alex saying here, though? I believe they are 6-3 ATS.
Yeah. Well, so they've played 10 games.
Alex is in. I was like, is Alex on the show?
Maybe,
Alex?
Maybe 6-3.
I didn't introduce Alex. Alex, I'm so sorry. For a second, I panicked. I'm like, what? Alex?
So,
okay. Anyway, Alex is in the chat.
She's saying, the Celtics are 6-3. I think there's one more game in there, so maybe a push or something. 6-3 ATS in the playoffs.
Okay. Anyway, hello to everyone in the chat room. Come to South Point and get Jerry out of the basement. Mountain West tournament. Oh, I hope to get to South. We have the Mountain West tournament here in 2025. Didn't know that. Frank Ryan, who's better at wiffle ball? Dude, look, I'll give you Mario Kart. That's fine. Don't even step on the same field with wiffle ball with me. Did you play wiffle ball a lot as a kid?
A good amount.
You probably had video games. Did you play a wiffle ball video game? Is that what you played?
I played outside a good amount.
Right? Outside? Plus for outside playing, yes. Did you have street lights come on and that was your signal to go home?
That was my signal. I got yelled at one time for not going home when the street lights came on.
Oh,
we
rebel.
Put a bunch of stuff in one of the oak trees in the neighborhood.
Did you ever play, really? Did you ever play kick the can?
Not kick the can.
Kick the can? Fans over there kick the can?
They're shaking their head.
Tiddlywinks? As I was naming every old person game. Lincoln Logs. Did you ever
I played with Lincoln
play with Lincoln Logs? Oh, Lincoln. Big applause for Lincoln Logs. What was that thing with the 20s? They had a hoop and a stick, and they'd hit it like that. Okay. I'm showing my age. I have Joey B, and anyone who's watching, if Bob Dell or Mike O'Day, if anyone's in from my youth, I have a pitch called the belly pitch, where it literally starts at your belly and drops to your knees. It's a famous pitch that won the one and only Wiffle World Series that me and the O'Day boys played. Let's move on. Anyway.
Phrasing.
My mom's watching.
Yeah.
And she says, I live in Pittsburgh and I'm not from Pittsburgh. Hello, everyone. Smiley face emoji.
Big smile face.
Big smile. I think that's because the thumbnail is all the Pittsburgh? Yes. My mom was born in Montana, Fairview or Billings, and then raised in Rockford, Illinois, home of Cheap Trick.
Nice.
Cheap Trick, okay, Cheap Trick. I'm playing to my age group, ladies and gentlemen. My grandparents worked in Rick Nielsen's parents, the guitar player for Cheap Trick. They had a music store. My grandparents worked there. Alex, thanks for chiming in. This is usually Alex's nap time or saltine time. She likes her saltines and she likes her naps. Thanks for joining us, Alex.
Don't we all?
All right, today is May 21st, 2024. It's episode 157. We're not going back 100 shows ago today because we got Ryan and I. We got Kevin Belenkoff coming up. And we always like to take a look at the national days.
Yep.
Ryan, you were dressed accordingly for National Talk Like Yoda Day. So there you go. You have a Yoda shirt on. Talk Like Yoda. Okay, so Ryan, I have to hear your best Yoda.
It's Yoda Talk Like Day.
Okay.
That one wasn't.
Do you do a Yoda? Can you do a Yoda impression?
Good. Well,
Frank Oz, I believe, does the voice for Yoda.
Hold on. Let me.
He's trying to find his motivation here.
No, let me formulate the sentence I want to say.
Okay, all right.
So, years ago today, 44, Empire came out and Yoda introduced.
Okay, do your Yoda impression now.
Jesus.
Here, bring Scott on. Frank, bring Scott on.
Oh, wait, someone else has a Yoda impression?
Yeah, bring Scott on.
Sure, jump on that mic right there. Who is this man?
You can bring him one more over.
Oh, one more over, sir. Okay. He's one of our studio audience.
I'm notorious for my bad impressions.
Okay,
but
go
I'll
for
do
it.
the best I can.
Okay.
Pain leads to suffering.
much better than.
Should we call security? I have no idea who that man is, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't. I'm not kidding. I know they're friends of Ann, but
Go ahead. That's Drew Dog's dad.
Oh, that's Drew Dog's dad?
Yep.
That's him. Excellent.
Drew Dog's dad you are. Yes. Drew, I do not. There is no tribe.
We're going to have a Yoda battle. Very good. Anyway, so annoy your coworkers, annoy your friends, annoy your family. Talk like Yoda at work and go in and ask for that boss.
Need raise, do I? Yes.
So try that out. Speaking of Star Wars, because we talked about Star Wars yesterday, what were you saying? 44 years ago?
Empire came out.
Empire Strikes Back. The best one of all Star Wars movies, according to anyone over 40. Ryan.
Cool.
You don't even have it in the top 5.
Empire?
Oh, no, you don't have Star Wars in the top 5.
What?
Where's Empire on your list?
The New Hope. That's all he hates. The New Hope.
5. Empire Strikes Back is the third best one.
It's number 1 by far. All right. Real quick story about Empire
Revenge
Strikes
of the
Back.
Sith.
We had just moved back to Pittsburgh from LA. My sister and I, we lived in a rental house before we moved to the North Hills. And there was no air conditioning. So on Saturdays when it was really hot, we'd just take a Pat bus in Pittsburgh, go down to the Warner Theater and watch Empire Strikes Back like once or twice. So that summer she saw it 16 times and I saw it like 13 times or something. So it's the movie I've seen the most in the theater. Your most is?
Probably The Dark Knight.
Really? How many times?
I think I saw that 11 times.
What? Holy, and Caden, is Dune 2 your all-time record? No. What movie have you seen the most in the theater, young Caden?
In the theater?
Yeah.
Oh, probably The Avengers.
The Avengers, how many times?
Which one?
Infinity War, probably like 6, 7 times.
Okay. All right. I'm not that impressed. All right. Anyway, any movies over there from our crowd? Well, how old are you? Jesus.
They're all our age. They're all our age.
Well, The Godfather came out in 72. You were 3. How many times did you see it? Okay, 50. But not in the theater. You're talking like at home. Oh, yeah. Yeah. By the way, whoever that guy is, I like him because, as I've said, Godfather 1 and 2, 2 best movies ever made. All right. Moving on to sports. Let's get back to sports. Speaking of Star Wars, Joe Burrow. We have a little time with Joe Burrow. You found a picture of him with his hair, and the internet is saying how he looks like Anakin Star Wars.
Anakin Star Wars?
Anakin Star Wars.
Yeah. Hayden Christensen in
Don't you
Revenge
know
of
his
the
name's
Sith.
Anakin Star Wars? That's his name.
Yeah. The whole story about them.
My cousin actually has a Revenge of the Jedi poster. They're very, very rare because originally it was going to be Revenge of the Jedi, and they sent out some posters, and but then George Lucas went, a Jedi would never want revenge. Sounds too mean. Jedi's, so you can get that poster. But anyway, he's Anakin.
But I think that would be fitting, being that he was no longer a Jedi at that point.
Yeah.
He went to the dark side.
Did you guys hear that? That was the
Also,
show coming to a screeching halt by Ryan and I.
Wait,
that was Ryan and I. That was both of our faults.
That would have been good, though, because Revenge of the Jedi, then Return of the Jedi, and then The Last Jedi.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
It could have worked.
Could have worked, but it didn't. Anyway, yeah. And he does, Joe Burrow does kind of look like Anakin Skywalker. He loses in the end, just like the Bengals always do. Zing! Take that, Cincinnati, Queen City. Boom. All right, we're going to have Kevin Belenkoff in about 10 or so minutes, whatever. You know what? We're doing it early. This is where we usually call for the horns for a segment we call Post with Punchlines. So if you, on the count of 3, all 5 of you would like to yell, sound the horn. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Sound the horn!
There it is. There's the horn. It's time for Post with Punchlines.
That may have
That was
good
Did we
enough to be
record on that?
recorded.
Because that could be the new call.
Yeah, that was really good.
Maybe we record one afterwards in the Yoda voice.
Horn sound you do.
All right, so listen, there's a lot going on. Let me check in with everybody, by the way. My mom's watching. She just goes by R. That's how cool my mom is. I think she probably hit submit name before she finished it. Before she finished Rita. And she's like, just going to roll with R. All right, Ryan, what are we starting with? Something with sports.
Starting with one of our favorite Twitter accounts, Brookskate.
The guy's amazing.
He tweeted this morning, so these records are accurate. Each MLB team's current record and the last time a team started the season with that record and went on to win the World Series. So,
all right, so pick a few out for me. It's a little far away from me.
The Pirates are 22-26, and no one has ever gone on to win the World Series with that record.
Damn it. I just want to make the playoffs. I'm happy with playoffs.
The Phillies have the best record in baseball at 34-14. The last team to have that record and go on to win the World Series was the 2016 Chicago Cubs.
Oh.
2000 Cubs.
I just went, ooh.
The Reds, Angels, and A's each have 19 wins. They all have a different amount of losses, but the last team to win the World Series with 19 wins to start the season was the 2019 Washington Nationals.
I was actually gonna bring that up because they were not a good team.
Yeah, below 500
and then Dave
at the All-Star
Martinez
break.
rallied them and they won the series.
And then
Without Bryce Harper.
For our guy Reno Paul, the Dodgers are 33-17. The last team to do that and go on and win the World Series was the 2005 White Sox.
They were a good team too. Wow. Okay, that's really cool. Again, this guy, I want to see the laboratory that he sits down and thinks of all this. I mean, how does he do this with his girlfriend or wife bothering him? He doesn't have a girlfriend or wife. There's no way. There's no way you'd have that kind of free time and have to have a girlfriend or wife. So he does not. I will guarantee that. Interesting, though. Every day this guy does it, so another good one. But I guess the Pirates won't win the World Series. Oh, well. But it's a special day in baseball, is it not?
Well,
it's kind of an interesting stat you found.
Interesting stat. So it is May 21st, 2024.
I believe it's Talk Like Yoda Day.
On this date in Major League Baseball history, the Indians beat the Royals 1-0 27 years ago today.
Okay.
It was the last time a team won a game with their lone run coming off a steal of home. The player to steal home was Jim Thome.
I almost don't believe that because Jim Thome, I can't imagine Jim Thome stealing a base. I have a feeling, here's my guess, there was runners on first and third. The runner at first broke. And the catcher thought he could get him, and then Thome took off or something. Or the pitcher, instead of going from the stretch, was like, it's Jim Thome. I'm going to go ahead and do my old style my old school 1920s wind up like Bugs Bunny, and gave him time to score.
Yeah,
We have to dive into that because I can't see Jim. And that's Jim Tomei right there?
Yep.
What, that is like rookie Jim. Jim
Yeah,
Tomei was always like.
That's, beginning of his career, Indians, Jim Tomei.
And again, Jim Tomei, over 600 career home runs, never, ever once a steroid guy, even mentioned with steroids. Natural home run, probably could have played in the 40s, 50s, or 60s. Just a slugger. And apparently one of the nicest guys in baseball. I think Nagel even talked about that when he was here. So good stat, good find, 1-0. Oh, I remember that game. I had the over. I bet the over. Cheap trick. Isn't that what they called Frank growing up? Wait, what? Alexandra White. It's weird calling her Alexandra. Alex, Ryan is right about the Celtics' 10th game, depending on the number you got. And hey, chat, that's nice. Wiffle ball, Bob Dell backs it up. The nerds have taken over the show. Hi, Rita. Bob saying hi. Drew Dog Sr. was in the house. three Gs. I just saw another Spider-Man movie in the theater. There's a new Spider-Man movie that Jerry's already seen? Is it a cartoon? There's a new Spider-Man movie?
Re-release.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Okay.
And then most movies seen in the theater, that one. Tell them about the Return of the Jedi and how we saw it. I'll get to that later. I almost was kicked out of a. This is such a stupid story. Bob, I'll tell it later. All right, let's move on with another post.
So at the Dodgers game last night, Reggie Bush got to throw out ceremonial first pitch.
Right.
He's getting his Heisman Trophy back, so they honored him a little bit for that.
As well he should. I'm glad he got it back. Yeah, they were dominant teams. Those
So
USC teams.
one of his former teammates at USC, Matt Leinart,
fellow Heisman winner,
surprised him by catching his first pitch.
Exactly.
So they did a little behind the scenes.
So yeah,
of
can
him
we crank
setting
up the vinyl on this? This is great.
Dodger game thrown by my boy Reggie Bush. I'm getting a little nervous now. I'm not gonna lie.
He's a lefty, so he should have known something was up when a catcher comes out with a lefty glove.
Oh yeah.
I just want you. Did you look at the glove?
Reggie. Yeah,
He's wearing a regular fielding glove.
Everything good?
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, it's a first pitch.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna get in full catcher getup, and you're not gonna wear a catcher's
Yeah,
mitt.
true. They probably don't make a lefty one.
Why am I so nervous for this shit, dude?
Did we see Shohei? Did he meet Shohei already?
Not yet. It'll be
Okay.
at the end of the video.
So here he comes. He's talking to Mookie Betts. They
Dude, I've been trying to work it in. I'll be good. Don't make fun
Yeah,
of me.
he and Mookie are pretty good friends.
yeah, they are right.
Number 11, Matt Leinart.
So yeah, Mookie didn't know, or Reggie Bush didn't know.
Come on, baby.
You want to see him kind of humming in there.
Well, he said he was going to hum it in had it been an actual player, but he realized it was Matt, and so he kind of took
He's
a
a
little off of it.
professional athlete. He
Yeah.
can catch a baseball. It's not like Reggie Bush is going to throw 99.
But it's going to go immediately into the tunnel, and Leinart met Shohei,
Yeah.
and it looks like Shohei just saw him in catcher's gear and was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're a new
New
teammate.
catcher,
I'm
yeah.
going to introduce myself."
And then Leinart's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a guy who won a Heisman Trophy, one of the best college players, and then Shohei has no idea who he is, but he comes over and says hi. There was another video, right, and that the algorithm picked it up. Shohei Ohtani, when he comes to bat, he says hello to the umpire and the catcher and the opposing team, and the umpire. Every time he gets to first base, he says hello to the umpire. He says hello to everyone.
Did you see the thing of Shota Imanaga? Every time he gets a new ball from the umpire,
Oh, yeah, he bows.
Yeah, he bows and
Yeah.
thanks him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, hey, these kids in this country could learn a thing or two.
Yeah, a little bit about
Let
respect.
me get off
yeah.
my soapbox. Drew Dog, you're polite, though. We like him. All right, yeah, that was very cool, though. Very cool, Matt Leinart. I've actually, I'm dropping, watch your toes, everybody. I actually know Matt Leinart a little bit, and I just realized I've never had him on the show. We have a mutual friend. I was at his house for a pool party. He had the coolest setup I've ever seen. He had like 10 TVs, pools, bar. It was really cool.
Nice.
Travel in some cool circles. Of course, he wouldn't know who I am. But anyway, I'm a friend of a friend. All right, what do we have next? Is this the Blue Jays thing?
Yes.
This poor girl.
Yeah.
This is great, though. It's hard to look at it first.
Yeah. So this woman,
Took a foul ball.
yeah, she takes a 110 mile an hour fastball or foul ball off the face from Bo Bichette.
Oof.
She then tweeted that picture in the center of her with the black eye, and then the picture of her with the bump on her forehead, asking if the Blue Jays could, reach out and
She didn't get to keep the ball.
take care of her a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't even give her the ball that hit her in the head.
So then Topps, who's been really good about making cards, for
Novelty
these,
cards,
yeah.
like the beekeeper who got the bees down
Exactly.
in Arizona. He got a Topps card.
So they're making exactly 110 copies of this card
For each mile per hour
for
that
each mile
struck her
per
in the head.
hour. And I think the funniest part is that they are giving them all to her.
Oh.
So
She
as if they're going to be worth anything.
No, I know, but the fact that she has them all,
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It is, but it's promotion
They
for
did-
Tops,
yeah,
and
they
it's
know
got
they
us
won't do
talking.
anything,
It's
yeah.
got us talking about Tops cards. So there you go.
Another funny thing about it, her name is Liz McGuire.
I know, and it just come on, go by Lizzie. Everyone's going to call you
Exactly.
Lizzie McGuire. But again, that would be like a good, like someone's breaking a pack of cards. Oh, Liz McGuire forehead card. I would have loved to have seen that video, but apparently she's getting them all. Oh, one of 110. Look at black guy. Well, anyway, let's do one more post, and then we'll get to our guest here. What else? Yeah, what do we got?
Going from one incidental black eye to a sport that religiously gets black eyes.
Good segue, Ryan.
The Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks, like we spoke about earlier, ended their series last night.
Right.
And so some fans of each the Oilers and the Canucks were watching the game together and decided to do their own handshake line.
Oh yeah.
So I believe it's at this Canucks fan's house. It's
pretty
they're
cool.
all good friends, yeah. But they're
So that's one of the
speaking on it.
greatest traditions in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The end of a playoff series, they all do the playoff handshake line.
Yep.
So these guys did it at home. Oh, don't you know? Sorry. Oh, sorry. Don't you know? Let's go down to Tim Hortons. I'll get you some donuts. To our friends from the north right there. I think we should bring our guest in. And we just talked about the Dodgers. We just talked about Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush. He's a Cal fan. He's not a USC fan, but he will talk about Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. Perhaps he has a story for them. It's been a while since we've had him on the show. I think it was like opening week of baseball season. It is the return of Kevin Belenkoff. Yay, Kevin's here, everybody.
Kevin.
We have a big studio audience for Kevin. Will they be able to hear Kevin? No, they won't be able to hear Kevin.
No.
So I'll give
They
you
can,
guys.
they can pretend I'm saying whatever, and if they need to contact me, they can contact me at Frank Nicotero.
Anyway, Kevin, we were just talking. Did you see that last night with Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart? That was kind of a cool
I
moment.
did. First of all, okay, you mentioned that Matt Leinart left-handed. They don't make a left-handed catcher's mitt. They do. I have to acknowledge. I've looked this up.
Okay.
But who was the last catcher, left-handed catcher? And I'm going to give you a huge clue. He was a Pirate.
Oh, crap. Benny DiStefano?
Yeah.
Oh!
Very nice. Well done.
Come on. No
Benny
applause
DiStefano
from you guys
caught
on that?
3 games.
No, shut up. Too late. They can't applaud. They can't hear anything.
He caught 3 games.
I think I
it
was there.
1979, and I didn't think you'd get that.
No, I thought he was early 80s, Benny D. Well, let me tell you why I know. I remember Benny DiStefano because he was a big Italian guy. And every time he came to bat in Pittsburgh, it was like, Benny D. So he was a very popular player. He wasn't necessarily good. But I remember him playing like in 80 and 81. But the last time he caught was 79, the year they won the World Series.
Yeah, I think that's what it said.
I think
No, I'm
89.
sorry, 89.
89.
3
Okay.
games in 89.
The reason I say this is I believe I was at one of those games, if it was a home game, because I remember, that's why I remember it, because I think I saw it. And I also saw Mickey Morandini with an unassisted triple play at Three Rivers. And he threw the ball on the mound, and then they like ran back out after they realized that was an unassisted triple play. So
Wait, Mickey Morandini
of the
he didn't play
Phillies.
at Three Rivers. He didn't play at Three Rivers.
Mickey Morandini? Oh, was it PNC then?
Yeah, there's no way. Three Rivers was gone by then.
Well, 2001. No, Mickey Morandini.
Mickey Morandini wasn't around in 2001.
When did Mickey Morandini play in the major leagues, please, Ryan?
I would say not before 2018.
All right, hold on. Ryan's pulling it up.
My guess.
He
Morandini. because remember Harry Cowes. Mickey Morandini.
He played from
Mickey
90 to
Morandini,
2000.
yeah.
He played from 90 to 2000, so he's totally.
Mickey Morandini. Oh, you know what?
You're thinking of someone
I'm
else.
thinking Mickey Moniak.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Okay. All right.
I'm 2-0 so far. Woo!
You are very nicely done.
Thank you.
Very nicely
Guy in
done.
the green shirt who gets the Godfather. I like him. All right, Kevin. So,
Should we talk Reggie Bush real quick?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I want to hear what you're talking about, Reggie and Matt.
Well, who was the coach during that time?
Pete. Oh, your favorite, Cheat Carroll.
My favorite, Cheat Carroll. Cheat Carroll. Now, here's the thing about Reggie Bush and the Heisman. All right.
Okay.
He gave it back.
Yes.
It was not taken from him. Now, there was pressure on him to give it back, but he gave it back. And then he whines about it that, they took it away from me. No, they didn't. He gave it back. Sorry, I will never recognize him as a Heisman Trophy.
He was just ahead of his
And
time.
I'm sure that he's going to
Yeah.
stay up at night because of that.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time. He was getting. He was
give it
getting
back,
real.
and then you say, "Well, you know what? Cheat after after all. Everybody knows he did.
Now, well, they bought his.
That's my feeling.
What happened was they bought his parents a house in San Diego or something. That's kind of what I always remember, right?
And cheat pretended like he didn't know about it, even though he did.
Of course.
And the rules have changed to the point now that you could probably get away with that legally. You just put it in the NIL money or whatever. But at the time, couldn't do it, and he was cheating. And it wasn't just, by the way, Reggie Bush.
No.
That whole team was riddled with cheaters. And then when the Heat came, what did Cheat do?
He left.
Bye. He left.
He went to Seattle.
And they went on probation. So, yeah. So, and by the way, he claims to have won a national championship during that time. That was taken away. That was taken away too. Yeah, right. So Chief Carroll has won as many national championships as I have.
As you and I. So again, Kevin's a University of Cal graduate. So of course this is how he feels about you.
But that doesn't have as much to. I mean, we're too smart to cheat, and we're not good enough. So I mean, if Cal was cheating, nobody would care.
Smart enough to join the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about them moving to the ACC?
Well, I think they really. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, they didn't have much of a choice. It's because SC and UCLA left. They ran away to the Big Ten, and apparently, like UCLA tried to get Cal, but the Big Ten didn't want them. Because the Bay Area is a great media market, but it's not a great college football market. Stanford and Cal, they just don't have the same fan base that a lot of other schools do. So they took Washington and Oregon instead. What I thought should have happened was the moment that SC and UCLA left, the Pac-12 and the ACC should have merged, because you're going to get two coasts. You get a big conference. And now you've got the SEC. The SEC is going to want to grab Miami and Florida State and all the big ACC schools. And then so the ACC is going to go away. You're going to get stuck with the SEC and the Big Ten. Those are going to be the two major. Big 12, nobody cares about either. And then, they're going to redo the NCAA entirely. Yeah. And it's within 3 or 4 years, it's not going to be the same as college football has been. You'll have like one major super conference with Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, and then you'll have the Cals of the world in some other division.
I would think they wouldn't want to play each other that much in the regular season, because if they get a couple losses, then they can't go to
money.
Yeah, it's all about money. That's
all about money. And they're only going to be a limited number of teams. It'll probably be like 64.
Yeah.
And then they could put, 16 in a playoff, and that's more money.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's what's guiding everything.
So we're going to talk.
Cal probably wind up playing Pitt at one point because they're about the same level.
That would be great. So I want to talk baseball. Just tell me before we start talking some baseball and picks and stuff like that. What was your first baseball game? Do you remember your first game?
My first baseball game that I remember, I may have had one before this, but it was the Dodgers against. It might have been the Cubs. I'm not sure. Or the Giants, but Bill Buckner was the left fielder for the Dodgers at the time, and he blew out his knee, and that's why he wound up being a first baseman. So I was at my first game was the game that Bill Buckner got hurt.
I had neighbors.
Probably early 70s, 72, something like that.
Yeah, in like 75, I think, the neighbors took me to it. They had one ticket, and my parents said, yeah, take him. And Boog Powell played for the Dodgers. And he was.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
he scored
73, I would say.
Yeah, but it was 75. He scored on a wild pitch from third base to win the game, and I'll never forget that. And I went to Baseball Reference and found the game. It was like, I think August, like 75. I think.
Oh, by the way, Jim Tomei's stolen base of home.
Oh,
he was runners at first and third.
It was. Did you look that up, or did you remember that?
No, I that's like a classic baseball trivia question.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great. I didn't know that, but I figured, okay, so why would they even throw down to second or even make the attempt?
Although the other day, just the other day, there was like a straight steal of home. Who was it? Was it Yelich?
I don't know.
I missed Yelich did a straight steal of home, like old Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
He just runs.
Was the pitcher in the stretch or the windup? Do we? Because
I don't recall.
Because I still think
probably well, sometimes when there's a runner on third, they go out of the windup.
Yeah, exactly. But and if they're not paying attention, then they might forget to step off correctly. Whatever.
And with the pitch clock, what are you going to do? That's the other thing, is that the pitchers get a little rattled now.
True.
Do I step off? Is that going to be
Excuse me. I don't know if you were watching, but Ryan found a story that the SEC tournament which starts today, is adding a second bag at first base. It's green and it's to the right,
Yeah.
so they can run straight through and not share the bag. Is that something you think the major leagues
girls
would
college, girls high school softball?
Yeah, Ryan
has done
mentioned that.
for years.
Yeah.
So they don't step on their.
I can never see that in the major leagues, though. Could you?
They're talking about it. It's just going to take. What it's going to take is like one major injury, and then they'll do it. Like padding on outfield walls was not common until Darryl Strawberry ran into it at Dodger Stadium, and now all the walls have padding because you don't want to get hurt.
Wow. All right. It's coming up on 12:36. We could just. Do you have anything you want to say or any comments going on? We'll kill 20 seconds with that.
Well, Joey B listed a line at how many Jameson shots you consumed at Leinert's pool party of 3.5.
Take the under on that. I'm not like everyone thinks I just drink Jameson all the time.
And then there was under celebrity homes that you've been to 21.5.
Wait, what was 21.5? Celebrity homes that I've been to over under 21.5. Yeah, that's a close number. I don't know.
That's how you define celebrity.
There's my alarm.
Oh, wait, look at this.
That's the alarm.
Punchline picks at 12:36.
Kevin, this is a new thing we're doing. We've been doing this for like a month now. Every day at 12:36, if you watch this program, Punchlines, we give picks at 12:36 because we have that jingle and it rhymes and it's sweet. And by the way, I think
you wouldn't want to do it early.
We're number 14 on Apple Music, and on Spotify, it's number 45. I don't get it, but anyway, it's lower with lower with women. Spotify's for women, Apple Music's for guys. We talked about this with Alex. Anyway, we'd like to talk a little baseball, maybe if you have a pick for us today or whatever sport it's in.
Well, I think last time I was with you, I think we talked about the money line parlay that I like to do.
Yes.
Take two sizable favorites, put them together in a price. So that would be probably my best play today would be Houston and the Dodgers in a money line parlay. It plays about 135 plus 135. But they look like two really strong favorites today. Houston with Christian Javier on the mound coming off a great performance. The one before that was terrible, so we'll see how he does today. And then Gavin Stone has been this like little quiet guy for the Dodgers because they've got these huge names, and Walker Buehler came back, but the guy's just pitching really, really well. Doesn't strike out a lot, but he keeps you in the game, gives up 2-3 runs in 6-7 innings. And I think that's gonna get the Dodgers there. You can never go wrong betting on the Dodgers this year. They seem to do well, and the number's not crazy because it's Gavin Stone.
Yeah, it's minus.
So that's what I would say. I'd say take that money line parlay, Houston and the Dodgers. There you go.
Dodgers are minus 152, but
you can look at the money line too.
I know.
The Dodger money line.
It's plus 130, and Reno Paul, if he was, I think he's in there. He constantly takes the Dodgers. The Dodgers cover that money line a lot.
They do. It's interesting.
Or the run line. Excuse me, the run line. Yeah.
Couple weeks. Yeah, the run line.
Run line. Yeah.
The last couple of weeks, the top of the Dodger order, where you've got Mookie and
Freeman,
Ohtani, they're delivering. But the bottom half of the order is not done well at all. And so, I'm a little nervous that they might not be able to score enough runs to squeeze out that run and a half. Yeah. But at plus 130, that's a nice payoff. Probably worth a shot. And the Diamondbacks pitcher's fat, and he's very inconsistent.
Yeah, Pafat. I can never pronounce his name either.
Yeah, I can't. But people think Nicotero is a strange name. So
it is a strange name. Ryan, do you have a pick for today?
That would be probably my best play. Would be that money line parlay.
I like that. Ryan, do you have anything today?
Well, Kevin, do you just look like looking at baseball right now? You don't look in the NBA?
I don't know the WNBA because I know less about the WNBA than I know about the NBA. And in the NBA, I know there's LeBron James, some Greek guy,
right?
Some other guy, like a French guy on San Antonio.
So he's not a big basketball guy.
Yeah, the reason I asked was
so I don't know
talking about taking big favorites.
And the reason I don't know basketball, I think we talked about this. Basketball's so hard to win. If you're wagering on basketball, I can't watch the games. Because you lay 8 points and then they're up by 9 and then they're up by 6 and then they're up by 8 and so just watch the last minute or so. But it's really hard. Baseball's the easiest sport to win at, I believe.
I agree.
Used to be easier because pitchers used to go 8-9 innings. Now they don't. So you really have to be careful with teams that have rotten bullpens. The Mets their bullpen has been just atrocious lately.
This is true.
Can't go with them. So You getting a call? You getting a text?
No, I was going to check something. Sorry, actually, Chris Harrison. It was just Chris Harrison texting me to make sure it's Pacific time. Because he's on
Chris Harrison,
the host.
from the former Bachelor.
Yeah, well, he's a big Dallas sports
guy. Here's a little trivia. Well, I don't know whether I should. There's a show you and I worked on together in Las Vegas. And
yes.
He auditioned to be.
Yeah, I think you told me that. Yeah, that's right. And we went with Gardell. Oh, well, we already, that's Monopoly. So we already let the cat out of the bag. All right. And Ryan, did you have a pick for today?
Yeah. So my pick was the over the 222.5, 223 now here at the South Point. The Pacers are the top scoring offense so far in this postseason. They are matching up with the Celtics. These two are the top 2 scoring teams in the entire NBA in the regular season. And as I said before, the regular season matchups of the 5 of them, 4 of the 5 went over this total in the matchups. So I do like that over 222.
All right. And speaking of I'm going to make, I'm going to do
handicapping from Ryan. Good.
Yeah. Ryan knows his stuff, man.
I like it.
It's very good. I'm going to make Kevin say a word to end his interview. I'm going to make him say a word because I'm a mentalist, and I'm going to use some Jedi mind tricks since we were talking about Yoda. When you hear the number 222, what word do you think of?
What word?
What word associated with 222?
Are you good? See, it wouldn't be a word. It would be a person.
No, a word.
Am I?
TV, 70s.
Yes, that's what I've Karen Valentine, Michael Constantine, Room 222.
Room 222. I am a mentalist now.
222. Okay. I was taking a step beyond that. Okay.
Room
Karen
222.
Valentine, Michael Constantine. What the exteriors for Room 222 were shot at Hamilton High School in Los Angeles.
Come on.
That in West LA. Those were the exteriors of Room 222.
I remember my sister watched it. I didn't.
I know
Room
Ryan
222.
has no idea what we're talking about.
No one. Only
show,
you, me,
Ryan.
and the guy. Who, again, I don't know if security. I don't know any of these people. I'm John. What is your name in the green? Mike knows. Mike knew about Room 222 because he's.
Now here's an interesting at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
When the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the organist plays the theme from Room 222.
Dude, does he really?
And I feel like I'm the only guy who recognizes.
Oh my God, I don't know if I'd remember the theme. One last thing about the Dodgers and Vince Scully loved saying "Deuces Wild," right?
Yes, he did. So did the guy who sat behind me at a playoff game every time there was 2 strikes. It's Deuces Wild.
So one day, me and my friend Derek, the one I remember I told you I was ordained and I married him, and we don't talk anymore because he became a douchebag. But anyway, we were watching a game. He's like, "Oh my God, Vince Scully's head is going to explode." It was a 2-2 game, and it went 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 on, and Vince Scully was just like, "Deuces are wild," and we laughed, and then we finished our 8th beer.
Brett Butler was probably up, number 20.
There you go, Brett, and he probably bunted. Kevin, we appreciate when you're on the show.
Did you see Ohtani bunted yesterday?
I did not.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
no, he did.
Ohtani in the first inning, he just laid down a bunt and beat it out.
That was his only hit.
The guy's
and that was his only hit.
The guy's amazing.
That was his only hit.
He really is. I haven't seen him play in person. Have you been out to see him play at Dodger Stadium?
No, I haven't. But you just watch him play, and it's just such a pleasure because the guy, he loves it. And as you said before, he's very respectful towards the other players and to the game. He's just seems like a really, really good guy.
All right, Kevin. And since it's National Talk Like Yoda Day, I'm going to ask you 2 things. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Okay, I'm not a Star Wars person. I've seen them all. I've seen them all, but I'm really not. I know I'm no fun at all. Most people would say what the
Empire
second
Strikes
one,
Back.
what is that?
Empire.
Yeah, that's not mine. No, I didn't like because I didn't like the ending. It was just didn't end.
Right.
They go off. They put him in, freeze him up, and they take him off, and then they go to get him. So I'd probably go with the next one, the
Jedi, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but I may be wrong. I mean, as I said, not much of a Star Wars.
All right,
person,
and then
I did know the Revenge of the Jedi. If your cousin you said has a Revenge of the Jedi poster,
he's got like 10,000 posters.
I mean, that's like a semester in college.
It is.
I mean, that's a lot. That's worth a lot of money.
His collection is insane. And then if you would you do a Yoda impression on the way out? Can you do Yoda?
I'm afraid
whatever you do is going to be better than mine.
It's going to be better than Ryan's.
It probably sounds like Grover.
Well, that's to say it's Frank Oz.
Now we go up and down. It's the same voice.
Kevin Belenkoff, everybody. Kevin, I'm sure I will be texting with you later on, and I'm sure Tommy's very happy watching this. Kevin, thank you as always. I will talk to you very shortly. All right, so that's Kevin Belenkoff. So there you go. He gave out a parlay with the Astros and Dodgers, right? And you like the over 222.
Yeah, you guys kept saying 222, and my mom would yell at me if I didn't mention that 222 is also my Nana's birthday.
Oh, well, you got to
So
mention
I had
that.
to.
You
Yeah,
don't
that
want
was-
your mom yelling
You guys
at
were talking about what I was thinking. That
That's
was
what
the
you were
only
thinking.
thing I was thinking of.
I made him say the word room. I am not going to give a pick today because I'm on fire. But if you were going to look at the Indians again at home. The
What
Mets.
team?
I would.
We are in
Cleveland
2024.
Guardians. But can I be grandfather? If I grew up with the Redskins and the Indians and the San Diego Chargers, can't I just call them that?
Well, I also grew up with them.
When there was cocaine and Coca-Cola, can't I just grow up with that and say it's acceptable? That's a myth. Anyway, all right, let's move on to some more posts. Let's move on to some posts. Back to posts. What do you got next?
Okay, so when the last post we did was talking about NHL stuff, so we're going back to it. There was a stat that came out for the first time in NHL history. 3 players on one team have at least 20 points through the first 2 rounds of the postseason. So Evan Bouchard, Connor McDavid, and Leon Draisaitl for the Edmonton Oilers each have over 20 points. To put that into some context, there have been only 4 postseasons in NHL history with 3 players not on the same team have had 20-plus points in the first 2 rounds.
As soon as Ryan starts talking hockey, we lose our studio audience. They're fleeing. Okay, the 2 guys, they're still sticking around. Thank you guys for stopping in. We appreciate it. And the Yoda impression. Oh, he's staying too. Okay. We lost 2. We still have half our audience. All right, what's next, sir?
So a little more NHL action. The Bruins season is over.
Which, by the way, I'm happy about. I hate Boston sports fans. I hope no one over there is a Boston sports fan. Good. All right, they're good with that.
But they were on a team plane and decided to roll a ball down the aisle into a cup. And so they were having a little fun in their off season to begin their off season. I'm sure they had some money on this. But all the way down the plane.
But should they be like jovial mood after losing like a game 7?
You would think so.
You wouldn't think so.
Well,
no, that they should be like depressed. If I'm a diehard fan, I don't want to see my team like, woo, hey, look at us.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're headed somewhere.
Yeah, Loserville is where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never tried that. I'm sure flight attendants wouldn't like that if you were in a regular plane and did that. Okay, so this is this giant parlay we were talking about before the show.
Yeah. So talking about some playoffs, we are in the playoffs of two different sports. So the NBA and the Stanley Cup Championship are in the next couple of weeks. But this guy put together a 9-leg parlay at the beginning of May. So the beginning of this month, about 2 weeks ago. He took the under 190 points in a Euro, I'm guessing.
He had Zuzu Bergs, who didn't have them in the parlay. What the? Crystal Palace?
A fight, a soccer, 2 baseball money lines.
He's the Pirates in there.
Yeah, Pirates money line, a run line with the Twins, an under, and a Ranger A's game. And then he, for some reason, put 2 championship prices
to drive it up.
So needs the Timberwolves and the Stars to win their championships from an $80 bet to win $160,000.
Wow. I mean, it's not bad.
That's almost, he took the last $80 that was in his account, put together stuff that he liked for the day, and it was like, yeah, I'm going to pick the champions for these 2 sports.
Wow. And there's no cash out option on this because we don't know what app it's on or what he did it with.
It's on FanDuel and the cash out. So this was posted before the Timberwolves had moved on. And at that point, this cash out was only like $1,500.
Oh, okay.
So now that they're in their conference finals, I'm sure it's a little bit more.
Maybe over 2.
Wow. We haven't gotten an update.
Well, we'll definitely have to watch on that guy. That's amazing. Dallas, I feel like, is the weak link. I mean, Minnesota.
I don't know. I like both of those.
Really?
Yeah. Jake Ottinger's been the best goalie this postseason for the Stars. And then the Timberwolves look.
We should buy his ticket.
Unstoppable. Yeah.
Let's buy his ticket. We'll give him $1,500.
Yeah.
Call him up. Get him on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Use your laptop and do it.
To call him? Yeah.
FaceTime him right now. We want your ticket.
Well,
all right.
So from winning potentially $160K, we go to WNBA players being given $100K each.
First of all, I'm so impressed. This warms my heart when Ryan does segues now. This is how I feel like, as it's National Yoda Day, I feel like I Yoda'd him to make segues and flow everything together. And he's done a fantastic job the past 2 weeks. All right, so this is Caitlin Clark news.
This one is not Caitlin Clark.
This is the Aces. I apologize.
Yes, the Las Vegas Aces are being sponsored $100 each. It's fine.
Way to go, Ann.
It's fine. He explains it much better than I do. So,
members of our board at the LVCVA, the Aces have been on a historic run, 2-time world champions.
The Aces look older than I thought behind
us. With them too. So come on in, let's take a look. Today
I thought they were more youthful.
Is new, something I don't think anybody's ever done before. And we want to recognize you individually.
Okay.
We want to put some money in your pockets.
Okay, they're all leaning in now.
So we've got
that girl's great.
We think it's a great offer for us. We think it's a great offer for us. We hope you think it's a great offer for you. But we would like to offer each of you individually a sponsorship for this year in the amount of $100,000. The offer is really simple. We want you to just play. We want you to keep repping Las Vegas. And if you go to three-peat, that'll be icing on the cake. So that's it.
One other thing, I just want to let you guys know, we have talked to every one of your agents.
Oh, yeah. Proud of you.
1, 2, 3.
That's pretty cool. Give them each $100K. That's really nice. They're going to get taxed to death on it. But anyway,
not in this state.
No. Oh, that's right. Oh, there's no state tax here. Oh,
so
the plot thickens.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
12, I was in California for the last 27 years.
12-player roster. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority is going to give out $1.2 million to the players of the Las Vegas Aces.
Wow, that's really cool. They make the starting salary is like $78,000, right?
Yeah, so they're giving them essentially their season salary plus some.
Plus some.
For some players.
That's nice. Good job. Why don't we have them sponsor us? Why don't we call make a call? Get on your laptop and make that call too. Come on, Ryan. What are you doing here?
I don't know if I would ask them.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it should be more than $100,000. They had 2 back-to-back titles.
Have them give it to the schools. Anyway.
What did he say?
I said I'd have them give it to the schools. Our education system
is it no good here?
Abysmal, yeah.
Oh.
So anyway.
And the show to a screeching halt once again.
Moving from one sponsorship to another, it was announced this morning that Wilson Brand is going to be sponsoring Caitlin Clark, their first basketball sponsorship since Michael Jordan in the 1980s.
Wow. Yeah, she's going to get, they made a gold ball or something I read. There's a gold basketball, all sorts of Caitlin Clark stuff. And she deserves it. I mean, they haven't won a game yet, but she'll get there.
If you can, I just want to see if you like the little Wilson ball that I put above Caitlin Clark's head. In the actual graphic, it's a normal basketball.
It's Wilson.
But I
Wilson the volleyball.
I put Wilson on the graphic. I thought that one was funny.
Well, I know that Ryan will never be cast away from this show after that. Wow, that's that. I can see the little Wilson thing there. Very cool. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Wilson.
So, being that she's on the Indiana Fever, the Fever posted this tweet with the Pacers schedule, their schedule, and the Indy 500
Indiana
schedule.
Fever.
And so I titled it "Talk About Indiana Fever." So last night the Fever played the Connecticut Sun. Tonight the Pacers take on the Celtics. Then we go Fever against the Storm, Pacers, Celtics, Sparks, Fever, Pacers, Celtics, and then we mix in the Indy 500, and then we've got more Fever, more Pacers, more Fever. So Indiana basketball, Indiana sports right now is really.
Could you repeat that whole thing real quick, please? That's amazing. Big day, and that's where the AAA Pirate team is too. They're probably playing baseball at the same time. Indy 5 is Joey Logano in that? Is he racing that?
I don't think. Was it Kyle Stenhouse?
Oh yeah, he's probably not going to make it.
Yeah.
Is he suspended for punching the Bush guy?
Is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.?
Ricky Bobby?
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't NASCAR. This is Indy cars.
Yeah.
It's just guys running around a track. I don't know.
I was just going to say that he would be suspended.
All right. And what else do we have? We have a few more?
Yeah. So moving to NBA, Jeff Parles mentioned on the show yesterday that Bronny James was the most bet ticket at BetMGM for the number 1 overall pick.
This is ridiculous.
In the 2024 NBA draft. And yeah, I do not understand it whatsoever.
That's the biggest donation you can possibly do.
Yeah, and I don't know why you're giving the money to MGM. It's not like they need it.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous.
I don't understand the thought
The guy
process.
might not even be drafted, for God's sakes.
Yeah, whatsoever.
So they're just taking money. And
Yeah.
there's some idiot that throws 5. He's like, I could win $100,000.
Yeah. And Kendrick Perkins was on ESPN yesterday talking about why are we giving so much attention to Bronny James
Seriously.
when he may be end of a second-round pick,
Yeah.
and not giving the respect to these lottery kids that have worked hard to do this, and we're not giving them any air. And they're like, well, it's LeBron's kid. LeBron earned it for him. And it's like, but
Nepo
he's 6'1".
baby. Hashtag Nepo baby.
What are we doing here? So anyway,
Stupid.
Yeah, no, it's very dumb. Very dumb choice to make with your money as well. But another kid that will be playing college athletics. So we all remember the kick 6 in the Iron Bowl. Chris Davis returning the field goal that Alabama missed. 109 yards for a touchdown, game-winning touchdown. His son,
Alabama.
So Chris Davis the third, has been offered a scholarship by the University of Auburn. He is a class of 2028 running back in Hewitt-Trussville.
He's a legacy.
So you feel old yet?
I do feel old, yes.
The Iron Bowl was 13 years ago.
What the hell?
No, 11 years ago. Sorry, 2013.
Why
Did
is
she just say you think it's funny?
and Siri going off? What was that?
She just says, I don't know why you think it's funny.
Siri, have you programmed Siri to heckle me? I will take that phone. That was very strange. We just heard her Siri say, I don't think that's very funny. And is there one more?
Well, we have. Did you want to do the video game one? We talked about conference realignment a little bit with
Kevin, yeah.
With Kevin.
Sure,
Cal moving to the ACC.
Good way to end.
So, college football 2025, the EA Sports game, you have to download the conference realignment to get the conference realigned. So it was just a map of all the teams moving to where they're being in their conference. So the only one that really makes sense is the SEC, adding Oklahoma and Texas. They're all still in the same area of the country, but the ACC getting 2 California schools and a Texas school really kind of throws off what the ACC had there. And then the Big 12 kind of all over the country, and the Big 10 having 4 West Coast schools with all.
I'm telling you right now, EA College Football, the day it comes out, will make $1 billion. I know you guys said GTA made what, 600 or 700 million?
They'll be making a lot of money. Yeah,
it'll make more. It'll set a record. Every kid's gonna buy that. I know it's like a niche thing. It's not a fantasy game. It's sports. I think it'll make $1 billion.
Do you want to do the final game with $15?
Let's save it for Alex. Let's save it for Alex.
Okay.
Tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be fun with Alexandra. Excuse me. It's Alexandra when she's in the chat room. Anyway, parting thoughts here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please click and subscribe. We really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget you got Sports by the Book tomorrow with Jeff and Alex at 9 o'clock. We'll be back tomorrow at high noon with Alex White. She's pulling double duty. Thursday on the show, Chris Harrison will be joining us to talk about his new program coming out this fall. Also, he's a huge sports guy, big Dallas fan, so we can talk the Avs and we can talk the other team.
Mavericks?
The Stars. I said Mavs. Mavs and Stars. Yeah, Mavs. And then Friday, Alex will be back, and then next week we're here. Yeah. So anyway, Ryan, great job today as usual. Thank you very much. Our live studio audience, ladies and gentlemen. Live studio audience. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. LINE stands for Live in Nevada, every show.